Hey pond people, John G, Modern Design. Our team builds custom ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. My goal is to educate and inspire the world about ponds and water features. Today's video is back at the Oasis, episode 23. Guys, before we fired this thing up a couple months ago, we had some serious conundrums with our pumps. We're gonna share with you what we did, what we learned, how we fixed it, save you some heartaches in the future. And the rest of this video is just nothing but eye candy. It's experiences, it's grandkids playing in the waterfalls, it's my brother-in-law playing music in front of the waterfalls. We got to spend a little time enjoying this thing. We got it to the point where it was enjoyable, and we're gonna share it with you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with the Adams family, and you're about to see finished footage, fires burning, music jamming. What more is there, kids? Thanks for joining us. I'm trying to have high energy this morning, and this has been such an energy suck over here. Saturday, I spent several hours trying to get one of these pumps to prime. Last night after work, I spent several hours trying to get one of these pumps to prime. This is an amazing conundrum. Solve it for me, kids. So I have two intake lines going to these two pumps on the ends. The intake lines are both 3-inch. They both have check valves on the bottom of them. Neither one has a union. The pipes are laying in the ground side by side from the intake all the way over to here. There is nothing different, and the pumps are both identical 1 horsepower pumps pumping out the same lines, the same distance to the top. This pump will prime and run. This pump will not prime and run. And I can't for the life of me figured it out. I thought maybe the pump was bad. So I took this pump out, switched the pump that won't prime over to this side. Guess what? Runs like a champ in that spot. I'm still working on that. It's making me a little bonkers, but I'm gonna figure this out. You let me know down in the comments what you think the solution is. I wanna know who's smart out there, who's dealt with this already, what you think the problem is, what you think the solution is. I'll let you know at the end what I actually had to do in order to get this thing rectified to get 2 pumps running, but I'm rambling. Bye.
I don't really do pool pumps a lot, external pumps, whatever you want to call them. All I know is that one of them ain't working. So one thing we looked at is once we drained this amazingly huge reservoir for absolutely no reason other than to try to do further investigation into this non-working troublesome pump, is what I have found is multiple of the 4 pipes that are feeding down into the bottom of this thing, check valves in the bottom, they were glued after this was full. With plumbing, when it's a 10-foot, 12-foot deep hole, whatever this is, doing the plumbing down there, you never know if there's a rock, if there is a pile of frogs, a turtle, a pile of gold. You don't know what is in the bottom of this 12-foot deep, dark hole down here. So you're doing your measuring for your plumbing, you get it all nice and glued up, and everything seems like it's all right, and then you go to fire up your pumps, and it's like, oh, nothing's happening. One of these feeding pipes, majority of the pipe is actually nice and flat on the bottom, but right up against the wall is a weird little slope and hump with rock pad on it, and that is exactly what that check valve is sitting against. So I'm no genius, but having that check valve, which is where you're pulling from at the bottom of that thing, shoved against the rock pad in the bottom of this hole could cause a potential issue. This hole, there's not a lot of room to work with. So we're gonna do multiple things here. I'm going to go down to the very bottom of this hole. I am going to be in there with my Sawzall that barely fits. I'm gonna take 6 inches off each one of these pipes so that they have 6 inches of clearance from the bottom of the check valve to the bottom of the hole. Another thing we're doing, we've got cut pieces of flagstone that we're actually gonna lower into the bottom of these holes as well, so that if there is any loose rock pad, fabric, liner, anything that's in there, and you get this crazy suction coming from the pumps, it doesn't just suck right to the check valve and stop the water flow from happening. And hopefully it solves the pump issue. It's quite frankly, tired of hearing about it. Tired of it, guys, God.
Hey guys, just thought I should do a check-in. You know about my conundrum with the plumbing. I want to know how many of you actually came up with what you think the problem was of why the pump wouldn't prime. We're gonna have ourselves a little show. Let's plug this thing in, check it out, see if it works. This is the hard part, is getting it primed the first time. I mean, once you got it primed, the ball valves here hold the water in the line. So those only got to be primed once. But getting that to happen was the challenge. That's why we had Tristan make hours worth of plumbing adjustments yesterday. This is what we're looking for. Let's see. Try this again. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. We're about half power. She's a pushing mighty hard. It's coming, man. It's slowly gurgling and sucking the air out, I think. It's definitely gaining speed. It's gaining speed, man. It's happening, kids. The air is being sucked out and the water is winning. That's what we call right there full-on circulation. Pump 1 is a go, Houston. We have one pump happening. We had one pump happening before. Now, pump 2. Dun, dun, dun. Once we fired up pump 2, it chugged up a bunch of the water that was in the line and got some air in here. So I'm gonna utilize that chance to close this upper ball valve. That stops all the water upstream from coming back in and filling this tank. And I'm gonna pop the lid off and add more water to this thing, reprime it, and then put it back together with more water. Oh, this is where me and Tristan broke our fingers the other day trying to get the lid off because it has suction on it for some reason. Sometimes, oh, we got sticks. Debris basket. Time to clean the debris basket. My first opportunity. All right, that's about every ounce I can get in there. All right, open that back up. Pump 2, second run. Oh, that was a much better start. Gentlemen, we have liftoff. We have liftoff. Pump number 2 is officially screaming. Woohoo! It's a win. Thanks, Tristan Adams. I love you, man. What you got going on there, Hunter?
Oh, just a little bit of a little leak.
A little low edge. Yeah, I noticed water was running down the road. Like about that much. I think we just lost 1,000 gallons. It's my voodoo chopper.
Chicken crawl.
All right, guys, problem solved. 3 pumps running hot. So what I learned is next time when I have bigger pump intakes like this, I'm gonna put a concrete bottom in for starters. And I'm gonna use only hard pipe down to the check valves. Everything primed up. Took us 10 minutes to get these things running today. That's what I'm used to, not spending hours and hours and hours. Guys, there you go, full on flow, problem solved. You stay tuned, thanks for hanging. All right, I just needed to take a few minutes and thank my team for a multitude of reasons, because the guys that have been working out here with me are absolute rock stars. I had friends fly in the beginning. I've got our team working in here in the middle. Tristan has been juggling guys out in the field, doing his construction projects and lending me people to help me create this paradise back here. And it's just so many hands and so much love has gone into the creation of the Oasis. I want you guys all to know how much I appreciate you, what you've done, the help that you've given me, both physically and mentally and spiritually. You know who you are. Look what's happening out here, man. It takes the village. That's all I want to say, guys. It takes the village. Woo! All right, guys, that's it, man. Isn't it looking beautiful down there? I was so happy that we could just temporary these lines in here, get the water flowing and be able to enjoy this and get some landscape. It's been a long process getting to where we're at. You know, we're on episode 23. This is what I want to show you right here. Next week, 4 days from now, the concrete vault is coming in. Massive 46 ton boulders coming in. We are building an 8-foot high grotto, goes right in here, sunken into the ground. The next episodes are going to be fantastic. This waterfall is going to be epic. The view from down there is going to be stupendous. I'm running out of crazy adjectives, but I want you to stay tuned. Check it out. We'll share the journey with you. 8 people, a 60,000 pound excavator, 30,000 pound concrete vault, guys. I can't make this stuff up. You stay tuned. Thanks for hanging with the Adams family. John G. out.